We are Change Orlando.
Good afternoon, legislators. My name is Justin Harvey, and today I'm here to address the elephant in the room. For the last 2 years, we were beat over the head with the following phrase, safe and effective. Well, let's recap because the results are in. Was it effective? Dr. Birx of the U.S. government and a director have both now admitted on record that they knew the entire time that the vaccine was never designed to reduce the spread. This makes the mandates illogical and immoral, and all that discrimination and firing is unnecessary. So that also the baloney about protecting others was just that, baloney. So since it wasn't effective, was it at least safe? The VAERS database has logged over 33,000 deaths, 190,000 hospital visits, 60,000 permanently disabled, 26,000 cases of myocarditis, 18,000 heart attacks, 16,000 cases of Bell's palsy, and 5,000 miscarriages. And I don't have time to list the others. And as you all should know by now, this system only collects 1% of the injuries and deaths based on a Harvard study. So you can take all those numbers I just listed and multiply them by 100. Make sure you're sitting down when you do the math. Since the rollout, 1,600 athletes have collapsed on the field with cardiac arrest. Over 1,000 of them died. Is this normal? It takes 38 years normally for 1,000 athletes to collapse. We just accomplished it in 2 years. What is going on? A recent roundtable hosted by Senator Ron Johnson had Dr. Robert Malone, the inventor of the mRNA technology, and he said the second shot almost killed him and says the vaccine should be pulled immediately. Dr. Joel Walskog was also there and spoke how the vaccine gave him transverse myelitis. He is now permanently disabled. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't mandate an experiment on people. It's very simple. Injury is real, not rare. I've brought over a dozen injured into this room to speak in front of the county commissioners. So far, we've been ignored, gaslit, censored, and ridiculed. As elected officials, I feel it is your duty to bring attention to this matter and give these people a voice and get them the help they need. So far, they've been treated like lepers. I'm also requesting that you never support another measure, and if you didn't, I understand, that forces people to choose between their job and taking an experimental product with no informed consent and no liability. Where there is risk, and there always is with all medications, there must be choice. Please do not support any bills that violate choice, medical freedom. Just give people the right to choose. That is all we ask. You can learn more about the injured at react19.org, and you can find some of the data from the VAERS database at open.com. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope someone will address the elephant very soon.
Do we have questions? Representative Bankson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a comment. Thank you, Justin, for speaking. This is something that we've seen neighbor pitted against neighbor. This began and no one knew what it was. And not to vilify anyone on this issue, but I think you're hitting something that is so key. We have to have that opportunity to make that choice. And, you know, it's like the questioning the emperor's new clothes, it seems, for some. And I just thank you for speaking about that. We need to have a rational look at all of the information. It's beginning to come out now. And that's why the FDA had a 5-year span before approving anything. And yet the rush, of course, we understand the panic that was there. But the more we get this information, the more the information that's been suppressed is now finding its way to the top by legitimate doctors and experts in their field. The more we see that we need to look at this thing correctly. And the bottom line, give people choice. Don't vilify people for where they are, either side of this choice. It's up to the individual for that. So thank you for speaking. And I think this is a challenge of our times. And
I just want to thank you because I've spoken here for 2 to 3 years and no one's ever said anything like that. So I really appreciate that.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Chair, I have a quick question.
Representative Escamano, you're recognized.
Thank you so much. I'm just curious, do you advocate for access to a safe legal abortion as a medical choice as well?
That's not really I don't know how that's relevant, but I focus on the issue. Yeah, my body, my choice, right?
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, my body, my choice.
So what is that response?
That response is yes, and I'm not a conservative, so thank you for the assumptions, though.
It's not assumption, it was a question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for tweeting during the last time we had injured people in here speaking.
Madam Chair?
That I was not a representative. I was speaking to a constituent
I just would hope a
And it was
representative
during
would
a
give
county
attention, that's all.
commission meeting,
I understand.
not a delegation meeting. You have my full attention
I understand. I was just
and
hoping
respect.
when
Okay,
someone was,
Thank you.
okay.
All right, we'll move on
Have a great
to
day. Thank you so much.